Hello and welcome to today's podcast. I'm so glad you have turned in. Every day brings something new, something special, something that reminds us how magical our world is. Today's speciality is about a rare dragonfly, not just any dragonfly, but a scarlet one from the Ice Age that has now been spotted in Munnar, Kerala. Think about it for a moment. An insect whose ancestors lived thousands of years ago suddenly appearing before our eyes in this century. Isn't it fascinating? So, over the next 1 hour, let us take a journey together into Munnar Hills, into the life of dragonflies, into the significance of this sighting, and what it means for us as human beings sharing this planet. So, Munnar, rolling tea plantations, misty mornings, waterfalls singing down the mountains. This is the place of beauty but also biodiversity hotspot. Hidden among the greenery are species so rare that the world barely knows about them. Now imagine a flash of red, delicate scarlet dragonfly hovering by the water. Scientists identify it as a relic of the Ice Age. That means this tiny creature has survived a drastic climate shifts, the rise and fall of civilizations, and now finds itself in our modern world. It's almost poetic, like history flying on wings. So let's talk about little about dragonflies. Dragonflies are among the oldest living insects on earth. Fossils show they have existed for over 300 million years. They are incredible flyers. A dragonfly can move in all directions, hover like a helicopter, and even fly backwards. They play an important role in nature, feeding on mosquitoes, keeping ecosystem balanced. But this scarlet dragonfly is special. Its color, its rarity, and its survival story make it a living museum piece. Why was it seen in Munnar? Munnar is part of the Western Ghats, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This mountain range is one of the 8 hottest hotspots of biological diversity in the world. It shelters countless species that can't be found anywhere else. The climate, altitude, and untouched forest streams make it an ideal home for delicate creatures like dragonflies. But here is the important point: the fact that such a rare species appears here also tells us that Munnar is still healthy enough to host it. That is the reason for pride, but also a reminder to protect this ecosystem. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. Why does the sighting of a rare dragonfly mean to us? Resilience of nature. Despite all the destruction, nature finds its way to survive. Warning sign. Rare sightings remind us that habitats are shrinking. What if this dragonfly's home is lost? Connection to the past. This insect carries history within its wings. Looking at it is like looking at a survivor from another age. Maybe this teaches us to slow down, to notice the small things, to value life around us. Now let's make it a little imaginative. Think of a scarlet dragonfly as a traveler, a messenger from the past, flying into our present, whispering, "Take care of the earth so life can continue." You could also see it as a symbol for hope, for beauty, for change. For hope, because it survived against all odds. For beauty, because sometimes the smallest creatures can inspire wonder. For change, because its presence tells us that nature is still full of surprises. Imagine telling a child about the sighting, their eyes would widen with wonder, and maybe, just maybe, they will grow up wanting to protect nature. As we come to the end of today's podcast, let us remember the scarlet dragonfly of Munnar not just as an insect but as a story of resilience, survival, and of beauty. It reminds us that we are part of something larger, something older, and something more delicate than we realize. So, the next time you see a dragonfly near a pond, pause, watch it dance in the air. Think of Munnar, think of the scarlet visitor, think of our shared responsibility to keep the earth alive with such wonders. So, thank you for listening. Stay curious, stay connected with nature, and I'll meet you again with another story of the day's speciality. Thank you.